My name is Hunter.
And my name is Nicole. We're both the directors, and we are here to show you the show, Let Him Sleep Until It's Time for His Funeral.
So obviously, we as directors put a lot of ourselves into this, but I'd like to give credit to the actors for adding their own kind of charm to this. I can't express how proud I am of them all as individuals and as a group. I don't know if I've ever been this fond of a group of people before in my life, and they're all such good people, and they're so talented, and I'm so excited for you guys to get to enjoy what they're able to offer you. As a grade 12, it's really hard to let some of this stuff go, but I'm really glad that we got to do it with them and with the show. So,
As Hunter said, this as a grade 12, this has been a really good experience, and this is probably the hardest thing that I have to let go of this year. I'm so incredibly proud of these guys, and I hope that you guys enjoy what they've been able to put together, because it's so good. And I'm so proud of my kids. I feel like a proud mom.
Yeah, proud parents here.
We've been working with them for several months at this point, 3 or 4 months, and they have amazed us throughout this entire process.
Yeah.
And just props to them all around.
Yeah.
Without them, obviously, we wouldn't have a show, and they've made this experience amazing, and I want to thank them for trusting us to direct them.
I have so much faith in them, and I'm so glad that you guys get to see this. So anyways, I'll let you guys sit back and enjoy.
Enjoy.
Yes.
Perfect.
We asked me to help you carry that in. You didn't mean it was telling me it was made of solid lead.
It is quite heavy, isn't it? The man at the auction put in the car for me, so I didn't realize.
Now that it's here, what are you going to do with it?
I'm not too sure, but it was too good to pass up.
You could put it outside and use it for a bird bath.
Maybe I could use it to display my violets. I always wanted something unusual to help display my violets.
It is unusual.
What do you think?
I think when Johnny hears how much you paid for it, you're going to be in trouble.
No, you know what powers the plants. I'll have to think of something else.
Hey Mom, do we have any Sudsy shampoo? I need a label.
I think so.
What contest are you entering this time, Elizabeth?
The Sudsy shampoo slogan contest. They have a brand new ingredient that no other shampoo has, and they're having this contest to find a slogan for it. First prize is a lifetime supply of Sudsy shampoo.
What's the ingredient?
Soap. You want to hear my slogan?
Sure.
Suds your hair before your date, you'll make your boyfriend salivate.
That's very clever, Elizabeth. I think you have a good chance of winning.
Thanks. I was going to rhyme with drool, but I decided this was more sophisticated. As soon as I get this entry mailed in, then I can start on my entry for the Win Your Heart's Desire contest.
What's Heart's Desire contest?
The one in the newspaper. Win your heart's desire. Anything you want, as long as it doesn't cost more than $20,000. I'm going to ask for a college scholarship to Tank University.
But Tank University is a men's school.
I know, but wouldn't it be fun? Hey Mom, if we did have some Sudsy shampoo, where would it be?
Look in the bathroom.
If you don't find a label, you can look at my place. Russ always buys Sudsy.
Cat, thanks.
Does it make you salivate?
You really should encourage Elizabeth more. You hardly listen to her slogan.
I encourage her by paying the postage on all those contest entries.
John, are you home?
Come on in, Russ.
Oh, hi, honey.
John will be back any minute. He went to get his haircut.
I'm just returning his drill and borrowing a staple gun, if that's okay.
Sure. You know where everything is in that garage better than I do.
I see you've been to another auction. What is it?
It's an urn. From the look of it, I'd say it's a real antique.
From the look of it, I'd say.
She isn't sure what she's going to do with it yet.
Too bad spittoons aren't in fashion anymore.
Russ?
Look, I was lucky to get this. There were 2 other people bidding against me.
The owner and the auctioneer's assistant?
Don't pay any attention to him, Marianne. He never has appreciated antiques.
Hey, honey.
Hello, John.
Hey, John.
Hi.
What's the matter? Don't you feel well?
I feel fine. For a man of my age.
It must have been some party. You look like you were up all night.
No, I went to bed at 8. An old man like me can't keep those late hours like I used to.
Please don't start this again.
Years creep by. Before you know it, you can't have fun like you once did.
What's wrong with you? You sound like my grandfather.
Do you realize how old I'm turning? 50. That is half a century. I, John Dollison, am gonna be nearly half a century.
Congratulations, John. That's quite an accomplishment.
No, that's not any accomplishment at all.
Your haircut looks nice.
That's good. So maybe the last one I ever get.
You mean you're going to let it grow long?
I wish. What I mean is that by next time I want to cut my hair, I'm not gonna have enough hair left to bother cutting it.
You weren't that bald.
I've seen more growth on this than a moldy orange.
You're exaggerating again.
If I'm exaggerating, then why did the barber ask me if I wanted a cut or a polish?
He was just joking.
And what about the shampoo? There were 3 guys ahead of me, and the barber tried to sell all 3 of them a bottle of shampoo. But did he try to sell me a bottle of shampoo? No, he did not.
You've been getting your haircut there twice a month for the past 6 years, and you've never bought a bottle of shampoo. The barber probably got tired of trying to sell it to you, that's all.
That barber was no fool. He knows I won't be needing shampoo much longer. All I'll need is a damp cloth and maybe some suntan oil so my head won't peel.
You know what you really need?
A new body?
No, a new attitude, just because you're going to be 50 in a couple of weeks.
So that's it.
I don't want to talk about it.
But you're acting like your life is practically over.
It is.
It is not. I'm over 50 and I'm still here. I'll bet half your friends are over 50.
Friends? What friends? The world's changed, Russ. It's not how it once was when me and you were younger. Everybody cared for each other then. Everybody looked out for the other guy. Now it's dog eat dog.
You're being pessimistic. We have lots of friends. Why, I've been thinking of giving you a nice party for your birthday. Maybe a barbecue in the backyard. And I've had a terrible time keeping the guest list low enough so we can afford to do it.
Look, I don't want a party. Especially not a birthday party. The only reason anyone would come is for the free food.
That's a terrible thing to say. What kind of friends do you think we are?
He doesn't mean you, Jackie.
Everybody's so busy trying to make ends meet these days that there's no time for friendships.
Unless you die. Then everyone takes time to go to the funeral.
That's true. I guess I never really thought about it like that before.
You know, when my aunt died, all the people who had been too busy to go and visit her in the hospital managed to find time to go to the funeral. All I could think of that day was how much Auntie would have loved to visit with all her friends again.
That's sad.
Very sad.
Sometimes, I wish we could have had the funeral first. But Auntie was still here to enjoy it.
You know what the worst part about turning 50 is? I've nothing to show for it. 50 years of living and nothing.
That's not true. You have a great marriage and a lovely daughter.
If I died tonight, you wouldn't even have to bother with the funeral. I have so few friends and family, it wouldn't be worth the trouble.
I'd go, John.
Not me. I'd say John who?
Ross.
John knows I'm kidding.
Far from the truth. A year from now, who would even remember me?
I would.
You know, George Gershwin died when he was only 39. And look how much he accomplished. Rhapsody in Blue, Porgy and Bess, An American in Paris.
You don't give yourself enough credit. You're highly thought of at work. You own your own home.
It's mortgaged.
You own all of your own furnishings. Speaking of which, John, do you think you could help me find a staple gun? I came over here to borrow one, but I'm not sure where it is.
50 years of living. I'll have to show for it as a staple gun.
He's depressed, isn't he? He didn't even notice the urn.
Jackie!
No.
You've given me a terrific idea.
I have? What is it?
promise you not to tell anyone. Not even Russ.
But I always tell Russ everything.
Not this time. You have to promise.
All right, I promise. What's your idea?
I know I'm going to give John for his birthday. A funeral!
What?
I'm going to give John a funeral. His funeral. A surprise funeral. John is going to have what your aunt didn't have. A chance to attend his own funeral. I'll invite all his friends and everybody from his office, and he'll realize how important he is to everybody and how much he means to us. And he'll be happy again.
I don't think you can do that. It might be illegal.
Why would it be illegal to have a funeral?
Maybe somebody has to die first.
I doubt very much there was any such law.
Probably the matter doesn't come up often enough for there to be a law. But how do people even know about the funeral? You can't send out invitations.
They'll see it in the obituary notice. I'll write it and I'll send it to the paper and they'll print it.
What if the paper checks and finds out that John didn't die?
Why would they do that? You're worrying about the silly details. What's the matter? Don't you like my idea?
I don't know. I have to think about it.
Well, I like my idea. I have an instinct for these things. And I know this idea is right. It's just what John needs to snap him out of the mood that he's in. Let's see. John's birthday is June 28th. Oh, good. The 28th is a Monday. That'll work out just fine. Okay. We'll pretend that John dies Friday, June 25th, have the obituary printed on Saturday, and hold the funeral service Monday afternoon. Yeah. We'll make a long weekend of it.
It'll be a long weekend, all right. But how will you keep John hidden for all that time? You can't let him take out the trash or pick up the mail or answer the phone, and people will surely be coming to the house.
You'll have to get rid of John for me.
I'll have to get rid of John.
You and Russ. Maybe I can send John over to get something on Friday night, and Russ can keep him talking. Sort of like the man who came to dinner.
You expect Russ to keep John talking for 3 days?
I suppose that isn't too realistic, but we'll have to think of something.
How about that fishing trip that John and Russ are always talking about? Maybe they could do that?
That's it. That's perfect. Thank you, Jackie. I knew you'd help. Okay, we'll get John and Russ to go fishing. Right, yes. They can leave after work on Friday and stay until Sunday night. Then on Monday, instead of waking John up to go to work, I'll let him sleep until it's time for his funeral. Or maybe we can have the service in the morning so there isn't such a time gap between the fishing and the funeral.
Russ is always gloomy on Monday mornings. He might as well have a good reason for it.
I'll wait until everybody is seated and it's time to start the funeral. Then I'll bring John in the back of the church to watch.
The church? Marianne, you can't have this funeral at the church.
Why not? Remembers.
You're having this funeral under false pretenses. And, you might as well anyways. But don't involve the church. Can you imagine how many people might cancel their pledges if the press got a wind of a deal like this? I can already see all the headlines. Phony funeral at St. James.
Then I'll have it at the funeral home.
That might not be so easy either.
Why not? I can pay for the facilities.
They make their profits on the preparations too, not just the facilities.
I'll tell them the body will arrive Monday morning. I'll say he's out of town, which he will be, fishing with Russ. I'll say I want a simple service with a closed casket.
Casket. Marianne, you're going to have to buy a casket.
I suppose I will.
And even the plain bottom of the line ones cost a couple $100s.
Oh, I won't be getting bottom of the line. I need to get a fancy one.
You will? I never thought you believed in spending that much money on stuff like that. I always thought you'd opt for a plain pine box.
I would if John was really dead, but the point of this funeral is to show him how much he means to everybody. I have to buy a fancy, expensive casket.
What will you do with it after the funeral?
Maybe I can sell it?
I thought there's much market for used caskets.
It wouldn't be used, not really.
Maybe the funeral home will buy it back at a discount.
If they don't, I'll place a want ad.
You could always use it for a planter. Think of how many African violets it would hold.
I could always just store it in the garage. There's so much junk in there that no one would notice if I added a casket. John can keep his tools in it.
Well, no matter what you do with it afterwards, you're still going to have to pay for it. That's a lot to spend on an oversized toolbox.
That is the big problem with all this. How to pay for it all? I was having enough trouble planning a budget for a barbecue.
Maybe you could pull the money from your savings.
I could, but John would kill me if he found out.
Then you could have a double funeral. How romantic.
Except I'd be the only one dead. No thanks.
At least that way the coffin wouldn't go to waste.
I wonder if the funeral home takes MasterCard.
You want to die now and pay later?
They must have some kind of credit plan.
What if you get John cremated and put his ashes in your new urn?
That's a great idea, Jackie! Oh my god, I wouldn't have to buy a casket. I could use this lovely antique. Wait a minute, Jackie. I can't cremate John. He won't really be dead.
I found a sexy label. I'm gonna mail this in right now so it'll get postmarked before midnight. Then I can get started my entry for the Heart's Desire contest. That one's a local contest, so I figure I have a better chance to win. Fewer entries.
What did you say the prize was for this Heart's Desire thing is?
You have to say what you want most in the world, and the winner gets his wish. It can be anything as long as it doesn't cost more than $20,000.
I could put on quite a funeral for $20,000.
Did somebody die?
No, I was just thinking. Go ahead and mail your entry.
Good luck, Elizabeth. I hope you win all the sudsy.
Thanks. I figure if there's anything at all to the law of averages, then I'm about due to be a winner.
Are you thinking what I think you're thinking?
I'll win the contest and let the newspaper pay for John's funeral.
What if you don't win the contest?
I have to. It's the only way I could possibly pay for all this. Ah, here it is. Look at this. Winners will be notified on June 25th. The timing is perfect. Oh, and read this. Entries will be judged on originality. What could be more original than wanting a funeral for someone who hasn't died yet? I'm a cinch to win. I think I'll even invite John's brother.
No one in Oklahoma?
Think about how surprised John will be. They haven't seen each other in years. I could pay for Rory's airplane ticket and it won't cost him a thing. He'll come for sure if it doesn't cost him anything.
Did John leave the staple gun in here? We can't find it.
Hey, Russ, you know that fishing trip that you and John always wanted to take?
Yes.
We think you should take it.
You do? What changed your minds?
We think it might cheer John up.
Make him forget about his birthday.
That's a good idea. Maybe we could go this weekend.
No, that would be too soon. I wouldn't have everything ready.
What's to get ready? All we need is a couple of sleeping bags and our fishing gear.
I wouldn't have everything ready for us. Me and Jackie want to plan our weekend, so we aren't too lonely while you're gone. How about you wait and go on, say, June 25th? You can leave after work on Friday night and stay there until Sunday night.
The 25th is fine with me.
Did you find it?
I haven't seen the staple gun in weeks.
What are you doing on the weekend of the 25th? Do you have anything planned?
My age, you don't plan that far ahead. I may be here, or I may not.
How does a weekend in the woods sound? 2 days of sunshine and fresh air, sleeping under the stars,
Getting
fishing the
arthritis in my back?
streams. Whoa, okay. Just picture it, John. You and me on the bank of the Red Rock Creek, eating our breakfast of freshly caught trout. We two he-men living in the rugged outdoors, pioneers living off the land, pitting our strengths against the wiles of nature.
I don't think Marion would let me go.
I want you to go.
You do?
I think it's a fine idea. You and Russ work hard. You deserve a little vacation.
What do you say, John? Are you willing?
I don't know. You know, it's been a long time since I backpacked into the woods. I'm not getting any younger. I'm not sure an old man like me could do it.
Of course you can do it. A little hiking is just what you need to firm up the old muscles and get rid of the flab.
Well,
He'll go.
Good.
what will you do that weekend?
We're going to do some shopping.
For a planter for my African violets.
You know, Ed Davis went to Red Rock Creek last weekend, and he caught his limits both days.
His limits? Well, if Ed Davis can do it, then you and I can certainly. As long as... What in the devil is that thing? Actually, wait. Don't tell me. Just how much did you spend on it?
Believe me, it was a real bargain.
Oh, a real bargain. That means you spent over $50. Whatever she says is a real bargain. Could be worse if she said it was a steal. Then I know she paid over $100.
Let's go take a look at our fishing gear, see if there's anything we need before our trip.
It's going to work. Everything's falling right into place. He's acting more normal already, don't you think?
He did notice the urn.
John's going to have the biggest, most exciting funeral of his entire life.
I hope you know what you're doing.
The first thing I have to do is get my entry written for the Heart's Desire contest. Then I can make Roy's plane reservation, hire an organist, order a casket, and I better make a list. I'll never remember everything if I don't make a list.
What will you do if you don't win the contest?
I have to. It's the only way I could possibly pay for all this. Why is there never any paper when I need it? Okay. There it is, in print. John's funeral. Okay. Hire organist. Order flowers. Reserve, Swans, Mortuary. I think Swans is the best, don't you? I kind of like their jingle on the radio. Have your swan song at Swans.
I have to get home and start dinner. I'll see you later.
Plan music. I wonder if we can work in the Hallelujah course. It's always been John's favorite.
Maybe when John enters.
Right. Obituary. Oh, this is going to be fantastic. John's funeral is going to be so much fun. He'll feel like a teenager before it's over.
I hope so.
John's suit. Better take his good suit to the cleaners right away.
You can almost taste those fish already.
Food always tastes better outdoors.
That's because you're hungrier. Work up an appetite.
Just picture it. 2 whole days at Red Rock Creek.
Our limit of trout.
I don't suppose you have a hairpin, do you? When this reel sticks, they usually use one of Jackie's hairpins to get it loose.
I don't seem to have it on me just now. Marianne probably does somewhere.
Did you find one?
So that's the reason?
What's the reason? Are you okay?
Should have known, I should have guessed.
What's wrong? Are you feeling all right?
This fishing trip. This fishing trip, it finally makes sense.
Of course it makes sense. We've been wanting to do it for 2 years.
Think about it, Russ. Don't you find it weird that Marianne and Jackie were suddenly so agreeable on this trip? They never wanted us to go before.
Maybe they just think we deserve a vacation.
But why now? Why do we suddenly deserve a vacation?
Who cares why, as long as they want us to go?
Wait. Who brought this up first?
I don't know. What difference does it make?
No, it's important. Who brought it up first?
I guess it was Marianne?
I knew it. I know everything. This makes so much sense.
Okay, you may understand everything, but I'm getting more confused by the minute.
I may as well tell you. When Marianne says goodbye to me that Friday night, she never expects to see me again.
Oh, come on. A fishing trip isn't that strenuous. We won't get lost or overdo it or anything.
I'm not talking about getting lost.
Then what are you talking about?
Marianne is going to have me murdered.
What?
You heard me. Marianne's going to be poked off in the woods somewhere.
You're crazy. Marianne would never do something like that. Where'd you get that idea?
Look at this. Hire organist, order flowers. She's even buying a coffin.
Let me see that. I don't believe it. Marianne planning a murder.
It's not just any murder, it's my murder.
But why the fishing trip?
I don't know. She wants me to die happy?
If she hired someone to kill you, they could do it just as easily right here.
No, Marianne hates the sight of blood. If I'm killed somewhere else, it wouldn't be her problem.
Or maybe it's supposed to look like an accident.
Sure, it's supposed to look like an accident. I'll probably drown in Red Rock Creek.
She really thought of everything, didn't she?
Everything except for hiding the list.
Marianne's the last person I'd ever suspect of murder. She always seems so happy.
I'm getting old. Old and decrepit. I'll be 50 soon, you know, and it's straight downhill from there.
That's ridiculous. I'm 53 and Jackie hasn't murdered me. She's threatened to a few times, but she did that when I was 23 too.
The old body's wearing out, Russ. First the hair, then the waistline. A pretty woman like Marianne doesn't deserve a broken old man.
You aren't having trouble, are you?
Of course I'm having trouble. I just got told my wife is planning to have me murdered.
That's not the kind of trouble I meant. I meant with your jars and your pickles.
What?
You know, do you and Marianne still...
Do me and Marianne still what?
When a woman and a man love each other very much, they will sometimes express so in a physical fashion.
Oh!
Yes.
You're wondering if I can still... Well, yes, I can. Not that that's any of your business.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to pry. I was just looking for a reason why Marianne might want to get rid of you.
Well, it isn't because of our sex life. You know, my hair may be going and my waistline may be non-existent, but I'm still okay in the department.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. Well,
It's probably the insurance money she wants.
maybe we're jumping to conclusions. I mean, we don't actually have any proof that she's planning to murder you.
She has my whole funeral planned out.
Maybe she's just being prepared in case of an emergency.
Sure, she even knows when that emergency is going to happen on. Here's my proof.
All this proves is that she's planning your funeral. It doesn't prove that she's planning to murder you.
Marianne can get some crazy ideas sometimes, but even she wouldn't put on a funeral without a body.
I suppose the important thing is you found out on time. What are you going to do about it?
What can I do?
You could call the police. They can stake out the area around Red Rock Creek, and then when the killer comes near you, they can arrest him.
But what if he was in a disguise? And what if she had us followed?
Then it wouldn't matter where we went.
Even if I did escape, I'd be afraid to take out the garbage after dark.
Let's just call the police and let them tell us what to do.
No.
Really?
No.
Give me the phone.
Stop it.
Back to the computer. For God's sakes. This is for your own good, John.
Put down the phone, Russ.
No.
Oh. Oh.
4-year-old antics again, I see.
What?
Ow!
Oh!
Let go!
You put down the phone first.
You let go first.
Okay. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ow! You did not let go! You did not let go! Go! You didn't let go either!
Okay. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3. Did you just twist my nipple?
You pulled my hair! You always were a cheat in high school.
What? We can't call the police. They might arrest Marianne.
That would seem like a reasonable possibility, yes.
Well, I won't have it. Marianne's still a fine, upright, respectable...
Murderer?
No. Maybe, but she certainly doesn't belong in jail. Think about what it would do to Elizabeth.
A murdered father wouldn't be so great for Elizabeth either. You have to do something. You can't just go on that fishing trip and let yourself get killed.
I will do something.
What?
Before I tell you, I want your promise that you won't tell anybody about this. Especially not Jackie. Look, Cress. Jackie and Marianne have been friends for years. This is no reason to spoil their friendship.
I don't know.
Please.
Well, alright. What do you plan to do?
I'll run away.
Great. I always knew you weren't a coward.
I'll desert. Lots of people do it. I'll leave here on Friday as if everything were fine. I'll get in the car with you and we'll drive away. Only we won't be going to Red Rock Creek. We'll be going to Mexico.
Mexico.
Mexico! I can slip away to Mexico, change my name, and never be heard from again. On my 50th birthday on the south of the border, you know, I heard the Mexicans treat their elderly very well, and I can be happy there, alone and unwanted.
Are you sure that's how you want it, John?
That's how I want it. I'll just slip away.
What about your funeral? I mean, Marianne has a lovely funeral planned out for you.
She can still have the funeral. Sort of a memorial service to remember me by. I like it better that way. I could never stand the thought of everyone looking at my poor, worn-out dead body anyways.
If you're sure that's how you want it.
That's how I want it. I'll just slip away.
Guess we won't be needing these after all.
You want to keep my rod and reel? Sort of a going away gift to remember me by?
Thanks, John. I'd like that. You know, it won't be the same around here without you, pal.
No tears, no goodbyes. I'll just slip away. You know what? You may as well have some of my tools too. Or I'm going, I don't need them.
Thanks, pal. I'll think of you whenever I use them.
No, Dad. I don't want you to die.
Alright, we're gonna take a brief 10-minute intermission, so go do what you gotta do, talk, bathroom, whatever.
My heart's desire is to have the best medical care possible for my father. He is 50 years old. No, he is 49 years old. And he has an incurable disease. It's important for him to get help right away. Because otherwise, he won't live long enough to see me graduate from high school, or come to my wedding, or...
Hey, honey, where's your mom?
Hi, Dad. She's over at Jackie's right now.
Crying? What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter. I was just writing something sad.
What's that sad? I'll be a good seller. The public loves a good cry. Is there any mail?
It's on the desk.
John,
Come in.
I have to talk to you, alone. Where's Elizabeth?
She's in her room. What's the matter with you?
I have something to tell you and I don't want Elizabeth to hear.
It'd be quite a joke.
This is no joke. Have you ever suspected Marianne of being unfaithful?
Marianne?
Shh. Yes, Marianne.
Marianne would never cheat on me.
The husband always thinks that.
Look, she may be planning to murder me, but she's still an honest, trustworthy person. Why do you ask?
Because Marianne's over at my house using the phone, and she didn't know I was in the next room.
And?
Well, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I couldn't help hearing.
So what did you hear?
I don't know quite how to say this, John, but Marianne just called the Starburst Motel and made a reservation.
Why would she do that?
Why do women usually go to motels in the same town where they live?
I don't suppose she's meeting someone there, do you?
Can you think of a better explanation?
Well, the Starbucks is only 6 blocks from here, right? If Marianne wanted to cheat on me, she'd go further than that to make sure I didn't notice her.
Except you won't be here to notice her. The reservation is for Sunday, June 27th. She made the reservation under the name Dolson, so I can't tell you who the man is.
She's not even waiting until after my funeral?
She sounded pretty eager.
Eager? What did she say?
Well, for one thing, she specified one bed.
She didn't.
She did. She said, oh, one bed will be just fine. The other one wouldn't get used anyway.
Oh.
And then when Jackie asked her if she was going to go over and make a deposit on the room, she said, oh no, my heart's desire will pay for it.
Heart's desire? That's what she called him?
That's what she said.
I guess you were right that day when you asked me about my sex life. I am having trouble. I just didn't know it yet.
How could you not?
You know, 26 years you live with a woman. You think you know her. Sometimes you think you understand her. You find out someone else is her heart's desire. Heart's desire, man. All she ever called me was Big Daddy.
I wonder who the man is.
It's probably some antique dealer. I'll spend my money on fancy urns and other old things. Oh, look at this. That stupid girl at the agency sent my plane ticket here. I told her twice to send it to my office. Marianne usually comes home first and checks the mail. What would she have said? What would I have said? Wait a minute. This isn't a plane ticket to Mexico. It's a ticket to Oklahoma City. Flight 23, June 27th.
Who's going to Oklahoma?
I don't know.
Maybe it's for you. Do you think your burial's going to be out of town?
How should I know? I'm only supposed to contribute the body.
Or maybe Marianne hired an out-of-state killer, and that's his escape flight. We should notify the FBI, and then they could arrest him at the airport.
Arrest him for what? I'll be in Mexico.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. This isn't a plane ticket to Oklahoma City. It's a plane ticket from Oklahoma City.
Well, who do you know in Oklahoma? Or rather, who does Marianne know, since the ticket was addressed to Mrs. Dolphin?
Oh God, not him. Anyone but him.
Who?
I know who Marianne's lover is. It's Roy.
Your brother, Roy?
My brother Roy. My handsome, younger, bachelor brother Roy. The one with all the hair. Marianne's trading me in for a newer model.
Maybe he's just coming for your funeral?
Wouldn't know about that yet. Oh, that rat. That dirty, hairy, stinky rat. You know, he had eyes on Marianne first, you know. Well, even at our wedding, he said to her, Marianne, if this big idiot doesn't treat you well, you just say the word and I'll be there to take you away from him. That's what he said.
And you think Marianne said the word?
All fits together. I leave here with you Friday, me with a tragic accident Saturday. He comes in Sunday for the funeral. Next thing you know, he stays a bit to comfort the widow. They have a quiet wedding. No scandal, no problems. She doesn't even have to change her name.
I wonder why they sent the confirmation here. Why wouldn't they send it to Roy?
I don't know. Unless
Marianne must be paying for his ticket.
he did say he was paying for the motel bill.
Still, why would they send it here?
You're right. Hurts to admit it, but you're right. Not even gone yet, and Marianne's already spending my insurance money on another man.
Why don't you confront her with the evidence? Tell her you know about Roy and cancel the reservation.
No. What good would that do? If Marianne's in love with someone else, so be it. I want our last few days to be happy ones.
You're a big man, John.
She did call me Big Daddy.
Yeah, we're not gonna touch that one. Elizabeth, do you realize what a special person your father is?
Special?
What's the matter with Elizabeth? Did I say something wrong?
No, she always cries like that. Marianne says it's a stage teenage girls go through.
You think Elizabeth enjoys that wailing?
She must, or she wouldn't do so much of it.
You know, John, just about every time that I start regretting that Jackie and I never had a family, Elizabeth does something to change my mind.
Thanks.
Oh, hi, honey. I didn't know you were home already.
Okay.
Hi, Russ.
Do you usually do that?
Do what?
Greet John so affectionately.
Of course. It's kind of a habit we got into, but it's a nice habit, don't you think?
You amaze me, Marianne. You really amaze me. I'll see you later, John.
My goodness. I wonder why Russ was so surprised to hug you hello.
I guess he wasn't expecting it.
I don't know why not. It's a perfectly natural thing to do. I'd miss it if I didn't hug you when you came home.
I wonder if you'll miss it when I'm gone.
Now don't start this again. Your 50th birthday isn't something to dread. In fact, I can guarantee that this one birthday, you'll remember for a long, long time.
It's pretty memorable already, and it's not even here yet.
When it gets here, it's going to be spectacular. I don't know the last time I looked forward to something as much as I've looked forward to this.
You're that glad to see me go.
I know you'll have a good time on your fishing trip.
And you won't be lonely?
Heavens no. I'll be much too busy be sitting around being lonesome. I have lots of exciting things planned for this weekend.
I'll bet.
Where's the mail?
What mail?
Today's mail. I thought I saw it on the desk before I went over to Jackie's. Did Elizabeth bring it in?
That mail. It's, right here.
Why is it on the floor?
I dropped it. My hands aren't as steady as they once were.
What we need is a nice antique letter holder to keep on the desk. I'll have to look for one the next time I go to an auction.
Shoebox will be cheaper.
Cheaper maybe, but not nearly as attractive.
Hurry up enough antiques to open up a shop.
I like old things. The older the better.
Except for men.
What?
Nothing, just talking to myself. Another sign of advancing age.
Will you stop talking like that? Sometimes I think that's upsetting Elizabeth. She never cries when you're home.
Since when does Elizabeth listen to what I say? She's probably upset because she doesn't have a boyfriend.
Don't talk sexist.
Well, I'm not. You told me the only reason Elizabeth stopped hanging out with Debbie is because Debbie got a boyfriend. Maybe Elizabeth's jealous.
I guess I never really thought about that. Elizabeth is probably feeling left out. Maybe I should talk to Alice Hathaway.
Who?
Alice Hathaway, the president of the African Violet Society. Her son is in Elizabeth's class. Maybe Alice could get him to invite Elizabeth out.
We'll do nothing of the sort. Elizabeth will get plenty of boyfriends without help from us.
Maybe we can have the Hathaways over for a family get-together.
I don't even know the Hathaways.
Then it's time you get acquainted. Alice is a lovely person, such a ray of violets. And I'm sure her son and husband are fine people too.
Then you don't know them either.
We can have them over this weekend. No, we can't. He'll be gone fishing.
What about the weekend after that?
I'd hate to wait that long when Elizabeth is so unhappy.
Us, you might be very busy by then.
No, I expect to be much busier this weekend than I have been in a really long time.
You do?
I certainly do.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be that busy, maybe I should stay back to help you out?
No, you can't do that.
Why not?
Why not? Well, the things I'm doing just like things you can help me with. You might just say they're female things.
Oh. Okay.
Do we have any paper? I want to copy my entry on some clean paper.
Really skip this one contest? Give yourself a break, maybe?
I couldn't.
But if you continue doing this contest, you'll just be disappointed. And with a prize like that, the competition is certain to be very stiff.
I think I have a chance. I have a very good entry.
What is it?
What is what?
Your entry, let's hear it.
My entry for the Sudsy contest is really good. It went, suds your hair before your date. You'll make your boyfriend salivate.
I already heard that one. What is your new one?
If you don't mind, I'd rather not tell.
Well, why not?
It isn't for something illegal, is it?
No,
Well, then what is it?
it's personal.
Personal?
Too personal to discuss with your family, but not too personal to send it into a stranger in a contest?
I just don't want to tell.
Just don't get your hopes up too high. There are plenty of other people that spent a lot of time on their contest entries. Adult, grown-up people that can write much more convincingly than you can.
They don't want what they ask for as much as I do, though. Nobody could want anything more than I want what I'm asking for.
Oh dear. I wish Elizabeth wasn't so bent on winning that contest. She would just be disappointed.
I wonder what her entry says.
Whatever it is, she's certainly emotional about it.
Maybe she's asking for a boyfriend.
I hope not.
Oh, she said it wouldn't embarrass us.
Sometimes I think we'll be glad when Elizabeth is safely raised. Maybe when she's all grown up or on her own, we'll be able to stop worrying about her and start enjoying her.
I enjoy Elizabeth now. Except for all the crying.
So do I. We'll probably even miss the crying in a few years.
I missed it even sooner than that. Well, I guess I better start getting ready.
Ready for what?
My trip, of course.
You don't leave for another 3 days.
I have a lot to pack.
But Russ said all you need is your fishing gear and your sleeping bag.
Maybe enough for us, but I have a lot of clothes.
I was certain it was going to come today.
Went to the mailbox.
All right.
Mom, do we have hospital insurance?
Of course. Why do you ask?
I was just wondering. I mean, doctor bills can add up pretty fast.
You don't need to worry about things like that, Elizabeth. We carry lots of hospital insurance. And enough life insurance, too. So if anything should happen to your father, you and I would still be provided for.
Will you sit down already? You're going to wear a hole in the floor with all that pacing.
Will you just call? It's almost 3 o'clock.
Are you sure the winner's going to be notified today? Maybe you made a mistake.
I didn't make a mistake. I've read the rules 100 times over. The winners of the Heart's Desire contest will be notified no later than 6 p.m. on Friday, June 25th. That's today.
Maybe they got so many entries that's just taking longer than they expected to judge them all. Maybe they even extended the deadline.
They can't. I need the money by tomorrow or there won't be any flowers at John's funeral. And I promised the casket man a down payment. Oh, Jackie, I'm getting scared. I've ordered all those things and what if I don't win?
You're going to have a lot of explaining to do.
If I don't win, I think I'll just kill myself so you can have the funeral for me. It'd be easier than trying to cancel everything.
You still have 3 hours.
I was hoping they'd call before John gets home. I'd rather not have him here while I talk to the contest officials.
Why don't we take John's bag over to my place? That way, when he and Russ come home from work, they can go right away.
You mean John's bag's plural? Look at all the luggage he's taking.
All that?
You'd think he's leaving for a months-long safari instead of a 2-day fishing trip. He even wanted to pack his good suit with him. But I wouldn't let him. I had it cleaned especially for the funeral, and I didn't want to get it all wrinkled in the suitcase.
Why would John want to take his good suit to Red Rock Creek? All Russ is taking is an extra pair of underwear, his hip boots. He isn't even going to shave while he's gone.
Not John. He packed every single decent piece of clothing with him.
Then we better get started.
Ah, wait a minute. I baked some cookies to send along. John loves my baking, and these are his favorite. Chocolate walnut yum-yums.
That's a good idea. That way, if they don't catch anything, they'll still have something to eat.
Thank you. Oh, Jackie. No wonder John's taking all his good clothes with him.
What is it? I'm seeing all his good clothes.
John isn't going to Red Rock Creek at all. He's going to Mexico.
Where?
Mexico. Here's his plane ticket.
Why would John want to go to Mexico when there are plenty of fish in Red Rock Creek?
You don't understand. Mexico. He's not going to Mexico for the weekend. He's going for good, forever. This is a one-way ticket, Jackie. John is leaving me.
Oh, you poor thing. I didn't know you and John were having problems.
No, me and John were having problems either. How could I have been so blind? I understand everything now. I thought John was getting depressed because he was turning 50 when all along he just wanted to run away from me.
Do you suppose there's another woman?
Oh
Ooh, I wonder who it is.
no! I don't want to know!
Of course you want to know. You want to be normal not to wonder who your husband's having an affair with.
I just can't believe it, Jackie. John and I have always been so happy. At least I've been happy, and I thought John was happy too, until the last couple of weeks when he started worrying about getting old.
That's probably when the affair started.
Do you really think so? No. We're jumping to conclusions. Just because John is running away from me and going to Mexico doesn't mean he's having an affair. This is just a single ticket.
Of course it is. Because he had her ticket sent to her. That's how it's always done. Don't you ever go to the movies?
Jackie, I just thought something terrible. If John leaves for Mexico tonight, then he won't be here for his funeral.
What a rotten thing to do. The least he could do is stick around for a few more days and wait till after his funeral to leave you.
Of course, he doesn't know about the funeral.
Then I think you should tell him.
How can I tell him?
Just say, John, please stick around for a few more days. Because I'm having a surprise funeral for you.
But then it wouldn't be a surprise, and it's no good unless it's a surprise. Besides, if I told him, then he would know that I know that he's leaving.
You know, I always read about those men who up and desert their families, but never thought John would be one of them.
I'm going to miss him so. John.
Get any messages? Any
Just
phone
thinking
calls?
Elizabeth.
Hey, don't shout, Elizabeth. You didn't get any calls.
I didn't. But it's almost 3:30. Thought for sure to work. What's the matter?
Nothing's the matter.
You've been crying.
It's nothing. Just a little misunderstanding.
It's alright, Mom. You can talk to me.
I think she'd rather not right now.
It's about Dad, isn't it?
What makes you ask that?
You don't have to pretend. I already know about Dad.
You do?
I heard him talking to Russ one night.
What did he say?
He said he wants to slip quietly away.
Oh no!
It's all right, Mom. We have to be brave. We want to make his last days with us happy days.
How can I be happy knowing I'll never see your father again?
We'll have our memories.
That's such a kind thing to say, Elizabeth. I'm glad you weren't bitter towards your father.
Bitter? Why would I be bitter when I've had the sweetest, most nicest, most wonderful father any girl could ever want?
It looks like the week has started a little early.
What's going on here?
You're fine!
Now you know. Jackie, what's the matter?
It's just so sad watching a nice family like this fall apart.
Good afternoon. I'm Mr. Jensen, representing Heart's Desire. Is Miss Dolphin at home?
You represent Heart's Desire? Do come in.
Thank you.
I have to speak to you privately.
Now, wait a minute, Marianne. Anything you have to say can be said right here in front of everyone.
No, I can't. You don't understand.
Understand that there's been too much secrecy around here already. Mr. Jansen, please state your business.
I think we better leave.
I think so too.
No, you stay right there. I may need witnesses.
Please, John. I need to speak to Mr. Jensen alone.
Actually, it's just Miss Dolphin I wanted to speak to. Is that you?
No, but...
Miss Dollifson? Does that mean you're here to see Elizabeth?
That's right.
I'm
Elizabeth
Elizabeth.
Dolphin. I'm Elizabeth. I'm Elizabeth.
Be quiet, Elizabeth.
I don't believe it.
Let me get this straight. You represent Heart's Desire. You're here to see Elizabeth?
That's right. I'm Elizabeth.
So it's Elizabeth who's involved with Mr. Heart's Desire?
Marianne must have made the motel reservation for them.
How do you do, Elizabeth?
What motel reservation?
My pleasure to inform you that
You know there are laws against guys like you? Elizabeth's only 15 years old. Ah!
Oh my god!
Dad!
Oh! How did they do that in the movies?
What are you doing? Mr. Jansen is!
I know what Mr. Jansen is. No need to explain it to me. You know what? How could you let this happen to her at her age? This is African violence done would have been bad enough, but this? What were you thinking?
But John, Elizabeth has been entering these contests since she was 9 years old. You know that. Why would this one be any different?
What one?
The Heart's Desire contest. Mr. Jansen said he's from the Heart's Desire contest.
Heart's Desire is a contest?
I'm Elizabeth Dolphin. I'm the one you want to see. I'm sorry about my father. He didn't understand why you're here and, well, why are you here? Did I win?
It's my pleasure to inform you, Elizabeth, that you are the grand prize winner of the Heart's Desire contest.
I won? I really won.
Wow! Did you hear that?
I don't believe it. Elizabeth finally won something.
Not just something. She wanted a college scholarship at Tank University.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Is she right though? Did I really win a scholarship?
Why, no, there's no scholarship. You want a trip to the Mayo Clinic for your father, your critically ill father. All expenses paid. The best medical help in the United States.
I thought you asked for a college scholarship to Tank University.
I was going to, but that was before I knew about Dad.
Why would I want to go to the Mayo Clinic?
You don't have to pretend any longer, Dad.
Bring it in! I know all about your illness.
And I think you're the bravest man that has ever lived.
His illness?
What illness?
The illness you're dying from.
Dying? I'm not dying. At least not from any illness.
You aren't?
Of course not.
How can you think such a thing?
But I heard you, Dad. You were talking to Russ one night. And you said you were going to slip quietly away. You even gave him your fishing poles to remember you by.
I didn't mean I was gonna die. I just meant... Actually, never mind what I meant.
He just meant he's going to Mexico.
How did you know about that?
I was going to put some cookies in your suitcase and I saw the plane ticket.
You're going to Mexico? Ha! I thought you were going to die.
I hope she isn't too disappointed.
Then Elizabeth's statement was based off false information.
But she didn't know it was false.
Wait, why are you going to Mexico? Can I go too?
Afraid not. See, your mother has...
We may as well tell her, John. She's going to have to find out sooner or later. Elizabeth, honey, your father is leaving us.
Leaving us? You mean you two are getting a divorce?
Oh, it's so sad.
Yes, a divorce. Your father prefers to live in Mexico.
Prefers? No, wait a minute. I don't prefer to live in Mexico. I prefer to live right here in my very own home. I'm fleeing to Mexico to save my very own life.
Is someone after you? Are you a spy?
Who would be after you? Are you in some kind of trouble?
Huh. As if you already didn't know.
You may as well confess, Marianne. John knows all about the murder.
There's been a murder here?
Not yet. It's scheduled for tomorrow.
There's going to be a murder?
What are you talking about?
We're talking about my murder. One he so conveniently planned for this weekend.
You must be going crazy.
Does the Mayo Clinic have a psychiatric ward?
Why would I want to murder my own husband?
So you can be free.
Free to marry Roy.
Roy who?
Roy who? Oh, listen to her. So suppose you're going to deny that Roy isn't coming here from Oklahoma City?
Well, no, I can't deny that.
And to say nothing of Swan's mortuary from Monday morning?
So you found out. My surprise is ruined.
Yes, I found out. Unlucky thing for me that I did too. You know, I may be getting old and weak, but I'm not senile yet.
Not even that weak.
I can still get away from that murderer you hired.
Murderer? You actually thought I was going to have you killed?
Weren't you?
Of course not. How could you think such a thing?
I mean, it wasn't too hard. The list of flowers, organist, casket.
So that's it. You found the list. I was going to pretend that you died. I was going to have a fake funeral and have all your friends there, and you'd realize how important you are to us, and you wouldn't care if you're turning 50 years old or 100. It was going to be a party, a 50th funeral party.
You're right. She does get some crazy ideas.
So you weren't gonna have me murdered?
Of course not. I love you.
And what about Rory and the Starbursts?
That was part of the surprise. I thought you'd like to see your brother again.
So you weren't having an affair with him?
With Roy, that hairy ape?
Oh, honey, I'm so relieved.
Why are you going to Mexico?
I'm not going. Not anymore. I was only going because I thought your mother wanted to get rid of me. Thought I'd leave and savor the trouble at the same time.
And you know, save your own life while you were at it.
When I saw that plane ticket, I thought you were leaving me. I thought you were running away without me to Mexico.
She even thought there might be another woman.
There'll never be another woman for me.
And there'll never be another man for me.
Even when I'm old and bald?
The older you get, the more I love you. Just like the furniture.
Then you're definitely not dying, Mr. Robson.
I've never felt better in my life. I apologize for hitting you. I thought you wanted something else from Elizabeth.
Apology accepted.
I guess this means I didn't win the contest.
Actually, according to the rules, the winner of the Heart's Desire contest has a choice. They can take the specific item they asked for in the entry, or can choose the $20,000 in cash.
Wow.
You obviously made an honest mistake due to a misunderstanding. Since you didn't deliberately defraud the contest, I see no reason why you should be disqualified. If you wish to choose the cash, that option is open to you.
Wow.
$20,000 in cash.
That's better than a lifetime supply of sudsy shampoo.
Congratulations, Elizabeth.
I always knew she'd win someday.
I won. I really won. Oh, bring it in. Oh, I'm so happy.
Now we finally know why she cries all the time. It's because she's so happy.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson.
Yes. Thank you.
You can come to my office on Monday and pick up the check. We'd also like to take a few pictures with you while you're there.
You know what? This calls for a celebration. Tonight we'll celebrate two very special events. Elizabeth's first win and my wonderful 50th birthday.
Your wonderful birthday? Did you hear that, Jackie? We're going to celebrate John's wonderful birthday.
Let's have the champagne today.
What champagne?
The champagne I got to have after John's funeral. It's in the garage somewhere.
In John's garage? We may never find it.
Let's get started.
Do you want to stay, Mr. Jensen? There isn't going to be a funeral or a murder, but there's going to be quite a party.
Thanks, but I'll have to be going. I'll see you on Monday, Elizabeth. Your $20,000. We'll be ready. Thank you! $20,000. Wow.
Honey, I'm so sorry I spoiled your surprise.
I do think you would have enjoyed it. It was going to have music and flowers and the most beautiful... Oh dear, excuse me a minute.
I finally found the staple gun.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, John. You still pack quite a wallet for a man your age.
Thanks. Kind of surprised myself.
Hello, Swan's Mortuary? I'd like to cancel a casket. We'd like to take a quick moment to thank everybody that helped make this happen.
Firstly, thank you to the tech people. The show wouldn't be the show without you guys.
Thank you to the live stream people handling the cameras and all that. Thank you so much.
And thank you to our two amazing backstage people, Anya and Lee.
We also want to thank Mr. A and Ms. Jones for helping us with all their advice and all that. Thank you so much.
And then lastly, thank you to our two amazing directors. The show wouldn't be the show without you guys.